most important thing is that we got the job done. Yes, I predicted a 2-1 victory. I said that we would have to dig deep. We dug deep. We got the job done. It's a 1-0 victory. I'm happy for that. The performance, still not convincing. But we'll take the result, because that's what is most important. We need to qualify for Champions League, you know. It was a poor Chelsea, and I'm trying to thank God that this is the kind of Chelsea we got today. And also, it wasn't Ja Pedro that they had up front, but it's the bricklayer, Liam Delap. And I'm so happy we didn't sign him because look at that. Was so poor. And I said it before and I will say it again. Where we would be this season without Bruno Fernandes. Because if it wasn't for Bruno Fernandes today, again, I don't know what would have happened in this game. Maybe it would be a draw. Maybe we would have lost the game because Chelsea had a lot of momentum in the second half because we defended like maybe from about the 65th minute. We've been defending, and Lady Luck was on our side because Chelsea they got some chances. They hit the bar a few times. At one time I was like, whoa, how that didn't score. But thank God we got across the line with a makeshift back line, but the performance is not convincing. And I've been saying it since the games against Manchester City and Arsenal. We haven't been playing convincingly, but we are getting the result. And that is what is key. That's the most important thing. And now we are 10 points above Chelsea, clear of Villa, clear of Liverpool. So we can go now and because this is the most frustrating thing about the team again, because we can turn up in these games. It's like a light switch mentality. We can turn up into these games and we will get a result. But against the mid-table teams, it's like we forget to matter of fact, I'm not gonna say that we forget to play football because as I said, our performance is they've been, unconvincing. But I don't know if it's arrogance. We're thinking that we have, won the game before we even play. So against the other teams, I don't know what to predict, but we can maybe get a draw or a win and still be in a good position for the Champions League spot. But for Chelsea, they are not. It is not looking good for them because if they are playing like this and they are level on points with Bournemouth, right? They're 1 point above Brighton and they're level on point with Bournemouth and Brentford, and they have these teams to play, and they're not gonna be easy games. So they could find themselves out of the Champions League spot next season. But I am happy for us. We got the job done, and I am gonna say this again. Bruno Fernandes. If it was not for Bruno Fernandes, I said it that Bruno Fernandes should receive the Player of the Year award. Yes, he should. Some people say that because he's not in a title challenging team, he doesn't deserve it. But I don't see it like that. Because if the award is for output and impact on your team, Bruno Fernandes has, ticked all of those boxes. When it comes on to his impact on the team, his output, and the stats numbers don't lie. It is there. Right now, we got his 18th assist today. Only two to break the record for most assists in a single season. And you're going to tell me that this man don't deserve the Player of the Year award? No, come on. If Bruno Fernandes don't receive the Player of the Year award, it's criminal. And I don't know who. Right now, Bruno Fernandes, in my opinion, is the best player in the Premier League. Yes, he is. But we got the job done, and I don't know what is happening to our forward line. It's like Mbuma Cunha. they have fallen. I don't know if they are drained of confidence because they've been playing out of position, but they're just, I don't know. They're not showing up. They were non-existent, for most part of the game. Apart from that moment when Cunha, took that cross well by Bruno Fernandes. And even before that, he got one that I think he should have scored that first one. It should be a one time. He should be trying to control that. Instead of a goal, he received a red card. I mean, yellow card, but thank God it was 49. Bruno Fernandes was up against, and he got that cross, took him on, put a nice ball into the box for Cunha, and he put it away, and that's what got us the victory. But in terms of Chelsea, they were poor. It was a poor Chelsea because even the midfielder, I thought they would have, dismantled and run over our midfield. It was, moments. They had moments where they, split our midfield open and stuff like that. But I don't think Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez, they had a good game today. Matter of fact, the entire team, because they had 20 shots to our four and only one shot on target. We had one shot and our one shot is the killer. We got the result. And that's the most important thing. But in the midfield, Menu, that's the other thing, Menu was missed from that Leeds game because Menu today, he showed why, I don't know what Amorim was doing. What is it that Menu was not doing in training? Why this man was keeping Menu out of the team? Because in my opinion, Menu, I don't know guys if you agree with me, but Menu is our most standout player today. Yes. Even though you have to give credit to Aiden because he played well today. And even Mazzari, who played out of position, they did a good job, I must say. The overall performance from the team was not good. Was not it was an okay performance. I can say it was a performance to get it. As I said, we had to dig deep and we got the job done. And I can say I'm happy for that, but the performance, you know, we need work on that. Carrick and the team. I don't know if we're gonna see any change before the end of the season, but if he should get the job, we can't continue like this because we'll be only participating in the other competition, in every competition and not competing. And we don't want that. We want to be competing you know. But guys, you can share your thought and let me know what's who is your man of the match, because even though Bruno Fernandes received it, and rightfully so, but for me, Kobe Minu is the man of the match. So guys, like the video, share your thoughts, share the video, and subscribe if you're new. Let's build this community. Come on, United!